Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about new moon manifestations and how to make your desires and your intentions and everything come to fruition with the power of a new moon. So a new moon is the beginning of a moon cycle. Obviously we have the same moon, that's a given, but this is when you set your intentions for the 6-month period ahead. And I say a 6-month period because that's typically the time it takes before the full moon in the same sign comes around. So, for example, the new moon coming around in August on the 11th is in Leo, and then the full moon in Leo following that will be in probably February, but could be late January. So, this is all about setting intentions and making your goals known to yourself. It's the beginning of a cycle, and it's also when farmers are known to plant their seeds because the soil is most fertile. And this is the same for people. This is when the energy is most potent for you to use. It's when you've a better chance of creating something that sticks. It is very powerful energy, and most people that practice the law of attraction, people that believe in astrology and moon cycles, all do this on a regular basis. Some people are later to the party than others, but to think that you don't have a relationship with the moon would be nonsense, because human beings are 60% water. The moon controls the tides, it pulls the tides, it releases the tides. So you are controlled by the moon cycles, whether you know it or not. That's why there is the traditional full moon where La Luna crazies are associated. People become more emotional during a full moon, and in the olden days, this was associated with people acting crazy, which now would be a more offensive term. It is more to do with the emotional responses people have. So to have a full moon, people are generally more emotional because it's a time of release. New moons are more a time of beginning. So whenever a full moon occurs, you can release certain emotions. You can have more truth is revealed. There's an expression that the full moon shows all because it illuminates the earth. So there is that contrast. The intentions that you set during a new moon are pivotal. So this video is all about how you do that and what it is that you may want to do. So the first thing that I would recommend for a new moon ritual is to set a space. Have a space dedicated to where you want to focus on your intentions and focus on your desires, because you're going to be writing these down. That is the most powerful thing a person can do when they want to manifest something, is to write it down. It's quite fun to do, actually. I have a book, it's right here, and I put all my intentions in this. Some months I do miss it, and I do notice that things don't necessarily happen in the way that I would expect them to because I've not written them down, but it was fun to go through this book again when I knew I was doing this video and check off so many things that I had actually written down, and some of it was very, very spooky. Very spooky to write certain things down and see how they transpire. Now, there's a couple of things in here, just a disclaimer, a couple of things that have not come true, and thank God, because there are some things that I tried to manifest or intend to happen, and I'm so glad they didn't, because hindsight is 2020. Sometimes you look back and you think, why did I want that? That was so not right for me, and a few months down the line, it's not what I want. You know, you can change your mind, and typically with manifestations, you have to be in perfect alignment with them to happen. You have to know that you really want them for them to be an experience. There is no bigger blocker than doubt. So if you doubt the experience and you doubt how much you really want something or someone, typically it can block it, because there's just that lack of connection. It's energy, it's not connected if you're feeling that blockage. So have a space set up. For mine, I typically have a Himalayan salt lamp, because I love the light that it gives off. I also have candles, as you can see. This one's a crackling one, so it's more authentic. It's like sitting beside a fire. If you can sit beside a fireplace, that's brilliant. Also using crystals. This is an amethyst, and this is a rose quartz. These would be two of my favorites. So if you're looking to go more spiritual, amethyst is the best one you can use, and for your relationships, be it your friends, family, or romance, a rose quartz is the best one. So you can have these surrounded with you, and you can be thinking about what it is that you want whenever you're going through your manifestations and thinking about things. You can hold on to your crystals and really get the energy from them, because there's something about crystals where you can pull out an energy. I don't know what it is, but it seems to work. So why question it? So when you have your space set up, it's best to do this in the 24-hour period surrounding a new moon to make sure you're getting the best of the energy. It's best to do it at night because that's when you feel most in tune with the moon, with your feminine side. The moon is obviously the feminine planet. It is the mothering planet, whereas the sun is a star. It is masculine energy. So this is all about your feminine energy, your intuition, your gut feeling, the real desires that you have in your world. It's time to manifest during that period. So once you have that all set up, you can write down your intentions. Now, if you're going to be writing down intentions, I suggest starting small. If you've not done this before, maybe you write 5. And try not to make them too elaborate when you're beginning, because as I say, doubt is the ultimate blocker. If you're feeling unsure about what it is that you actually want, your doubt is going to get in the way. So you're maybe not going to feel things coming through as quickly, and you'll be disappointed, and then you'll feel like it's not working for you, when in actuality, sometimes these things can take a few months, you know. It depends on your chart, it depends on the rest of the sky. There's a lot of planets at the minute in retrograde. So things that you may have been trying to manifest over the last few months may not be necessarily coming to fruition quite quickly. We're also in an eclipse season. We're going through, on this new moon coming up, is going to be a solar eclipse in Leo, in the same sign as the new moon. So it's going to be a very powerful energy, but because of the retrogrades, you may not notice it right away. So when you're doing new moon manifestations, take into account the stars as they are. Also, when you are writing these intentions, it's good to tailor them to the new moon itself. So what I mean by that is that depending on your zodiac sign, the sign the new moon falls in is going to be particularly important to you. So for example, you're in Aries. If the new moon is falling in Leo, this is your 5th house. It's the prime time of the year to manifest romance, to manifest your goals of having children, to manifest your creative skills. If you're an artist, if you want to have a more interesting romantic life, it's actually the funnest new moon to manifest. I had a list of the things. I'm Scorpio, my 5th house is Pisces. When the new moon fell in Pisces on St. Patrick's Day this year, I manifested everything I wanted within a day, and it was shocking to me. Really exciting things as well, things that have never happened to me before, really exciting relationships in my life, and really interesting people that I met, and they all fell into the 5th house bracket of, actors, musicians, people interested in the arts. It's very interesting energy to play with. So if you are an Aries and the new moon is in Leo, you can manifest 5th house energy very quickly, particularly if the new moon is in your element. So for example, if you are a Taurus and the new moon is in Capricorn, again, very potent energy for manifesting because it is in your element of earth. So I'm going to go for the this upcoming new moon. I'm going to describe each thing that happens for each sign, each sector, and what it means. Also take into account whenever you're doing this, a new moon will represent, as it is global, it will affect the whole world. And depending on what it's falling in, so when the new moon is in Taurus, it affects the world financially. There's new currencies, there's a new beginning, a new Minister of Finance, things like that happen. Big pivotal events happen around this to begin a new cycle. Things are ever changing. We're an ever evolving world. So when it falls in something like Taurus, politics is affected, finance is affected. When it falls in, let me see, Sagittarius, sometimes there can be a lot of religion related topics coming into the news, a lot of problems with airlines or new policies by airlines, that type of thing. It just depends. It also depends on the surrounding skies, of course. But it's interesting to see how each new moon picks up differently for each people. So it's good to harvest that as well. It may not be in your 5th house astrologically, but this new moon coming up, for example, is in Leo. So it's a great romantic moon. Leo rules the heart. So 5th house energy is all about romance. So whether or not it's affecting you directly in terms of finance, you can still put in a lot of romantic intentions and a lot of child relationships, your relationship with your children if you want to have children. and your creative aspirations, of course, because we are all fundamentally creative in some way. So it's good to use the fifth house energy to create something. So that being said, I will go through each sign and tell you what it means. So I started with Aries because you are the first sign in the zodiac, and this is your fifth house energy. So as I say, it's a great time to manifest a romantic relationship. Not necessarily the most long term always. You have to carry that through yourself, and when you're manifesting, you can be specific. You can write down an intention in terms of being wanting more excitement in your romantic life, and I don't know, maybe you want to meet a certain type of person, or you want a romantic experience you've never had before. It's a really great time to write down that, and it's also a great time to write down how you want to feel with a partner rather than anything else. When you write your intentions and how you feel, it is very important. Taurus, this is your fourth house energy, so it's your family situations, how you relate to your family members. And it's really interesting energy for you if you want to buy a house, because it's a great time to manifest a new home. It's a great time to manifest something new in your home. So you want a new sofa, you want a new television, simple things like that. It's a great energy for doing that under. You may also find you have an unexpected gift from someone for your home. Also, with your family relationships, is a great time to heal relationships which have been fractured for a long time. So Gemini, this is your third house, which is perfect for you because you are the third house. It's all about communication. You're a writer, you're an author, you're a newsreader, that type of thing. It's really interesting to see how you can give your voice to the world and how you can be heard. Now, Mercury, as I say, is retrograding. This can be a little bit afflicting to you in terms of it being your ruling sign, in terms of miscommunication, but regardless, you're going to get a platform of some kind after this new moon solar eclipse, so it's a great time to manifest more in terms of what you want to put out there, the message that you want to get across. Okay, so Cancer, this is your second house of finance. It's a beautiful time to be manifesting more money. Think of the lump sum you want. Think of the numbers you want in your bank account. Think of what you want to be spending your money on, what type of relationship you want to have with money. Do you want to be able to spend money freely and not have to worry about saving? Do you want to be able to save more money? Do you want to be more responsible with your money? Think it through, because this is a great time to really have a brand new relationship with your money that you can see a real difference in between now and 6 months from now, whenever there is that full moon in Leo. So it's a great time for you, particularly as you're ruled by the moon. You guys are some of the best people at manifesting, and if you do that for the positive, you can get great results. If you're doing it for the negative, you can really shoot yourself in the foot. So make sure you're being specific, and make sure you're very comfortable with the things that you are putting out there into the universe to receive back. Okay, so Leo, this is your new moon. You're going to love this. You're going to be center stage. You're going to be feeling a real sense of power, a real sense of a new beginning. I think a lot of Leos with the transits, an eclipse season has hit you quite hard, and it's a great time to get your bounce back in your step. It's a great time to feel more empowered. It's a great time to feel more lively, to really get a new beginning for you that you've maybe not had in a while. And to have Mercury retrograding in fire signs all year, for this year, you've maybe been feeling a little bit a little bit too a little bit flat, and this is a great time to get that new start and get the bounce back in your step. You can manifest the things that you want to feel as a person, your ambitions, your long-term goals, long-term success. You can manifest what you want to look like, what you want to sound like. The list is infinite, things like that. Even your physical appearance, if you want to change some things. Now, the law of attraction can be amazing with physical appearance. There's actually one thing, and everyone thinks I'm lying about this, but it's I don't know how this worked. But I had always wanted smaller feet. I have a size 7 feet, which is this side of the world. If you're watching in the States, I think that's maybe like a size 9 in the States. But I'm only 5'4", so they were big feet for my height, and it was quite hard to get shoes to fit sometimes, and I always wanted smaller feet. And over the last few months, I don't fit any of my size 7 shoes. I had to go down a size. I can only buy 6s now, and it's baffled me. But because how do your feet shrink? The only thing I can really think of is possibly the law of attraction. So you can do infinite things with your appearance if you really want to, I suppose. But it depends exactly on what it is you want. Be your own hero. What type of person do you want to be? What way do you want to react to situations? Do you want to be better at timekeeping? Do you want to be better at replying to people? Because a lot of Leos I know are quite bad at that. So it depends on the type of things you want for yourself. Anything is possible with this, especially because it's a solar eclipse, Leo. You're going to be pretty happy with this. Okay, so 12th house energy, of course, goes to Virgo. If this is new moon, set your intentions of your spirituality, your spiritual goals, how you want to feel as a person. Inwardly, your health goals, your mental health goals, your emotional health goals. Really checking in with yourself to make sure you're being your own best friend under this new moon, making sure that you're not trying to over perfect your life to the point where you're making yourself very unhappy, because oftentimes the people that present the image of pure perfection are the most unhappy. And Virgos are a sign known for perfection. I mean, you look at Beyonce, you look at Michael Jackson, they were so pivotal in their careers. They had done so much, they achieved so much. But I mean, I don't know about Beyonce, but obviously Michael Jackson wasn't happy. So it's you can see from celebrities, because even Amy Winehouse, great talents. Avicii, so many brilliant, talented Virgos that obviously weren't their own best friend. And it's important for you guys to be aware that you will never meet your own standards of perfection. The world may look on and think you have everything, but your emotional and your mental health are pivotal to the world that you live in. You have to be happy yourself. It's not about presenting this perfection to anybody else. So with 12th house, 12th house, with 12th house energy, it's all about finding that balance between your head and your heart, and making sure you're feeling emotionally fulfilled, and making sure that everything on the outside is matching up with what's on the inside. Okay, so Libra, this is your 11th house energy, your friendship circle. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lacking in the friend department. Maybe you want more friends to travel with, you want more friends to talk to. Maybe you want a best friend for the first time in your life you've not had before. Maybe you want new friends, and maybe you want to strengthen the relationships with your current friends. Whatever it is, make sure that you are being completely clear with this, and don't forget that the best way to have friends is to be a friend. So put the energies out there, join clubs, try something new, really embrace friendship. I know that you're a partnership sign and you love romance, and that's great, but it is good to have friendships too. So the 10th house energy goes to Scorpio. So this is massive. This is your lunar eclipse new moon in career. Set your career intentions. Make sure that you have a specific role that you want, a job that you want. Maybe you want a new job. Maybe you want a new career path. Maybe you want a new salary. Maybe you want more responsibility. 10th house is career, honors, and prestige. This is going to be a beautiful time to manifest exactly those things that mean the most to you, Scorpio. It's also going to be a great time for you to have an epiphany if you don't know what you want to do. Not everybody knows what it is that they want to do in their career, and that's fine. In fact, you will find the majority of people are just doing the best with what they know at the time. So be mindful that if you need to know what you want to do, ask. Put your intention down as I intend that I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. What I want to be. I want a clear sign to tell me what I need to know. Meditate on it and watch it happen. People are going to be gravitating towards you in the workplace. You're going to be standing out. You're going to be VIP. You're going to appear to have it all together, even if you feel like you don't, because Scorpios are like swans. They can appear very serene on the outside, and the feet are paddling manically underneath. So that will be you regardless of how you're feeling. Eclipses and new moons can seem a little bit daunting at times, but you're not going to be appearing that way even if you feel so on the inside. So the 9th house energy goes to Sagittarius, which is cool because that's your own energy too, Sagittarius. You are a 9th house being. It's all about travel, expansion, higher thinking, being in your higher self, spirituality and religion. Maybe you guys are studying philosophy. Maybe you want to go back to university and try something new. Maybe you want to see a new country. Make a bucket list of what your travel goals are. Where do you want to go? When do you want to go there? Because this is going to be a great time to manifest that. And Sagittarians have pretty itchy feet. They like to travel. They like to expand. They like to learn things. They say the Sagittarian child invented the word why. Now, we'll never know if that's true, but I remember reading that in an astrology book, and I can see, I remember a Sagittarius in my class in primary school that was just always asking why, just never took what was told as a given, just thought, why? And the sense of adventure needs to be encouraged with a Sagittarian. So to have a new moon in your ninth house means that you can really start to focus on the experiences that you want. And it's all about experience. I intend to experience Jamaica. I intend to experience the Grand Canyon. I intend to experience Scotland, whichever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to try. If you want to travel more, so important that you put that down and imagine that during this new moon period. So 8th house energy is for Capricorn. Now, the 8th house energy is something that you may feel a little bit uncomfortable with. It is a darker side of the sky. It is probably the darkest house. It can be very intense. With Pluto in your sign and Saturn in your sign doing its return, you may have felt a heavier energy, and you may be very much trying to portray yourself one way when really you're feeling inwardly very much another one. As an ambitious sign, you can find it hard to really assess the internal goals that you have, and you're more focused on the external. So this is very much about asking you to ask yourself the questions you've been uncomfortable with. Embrace your dark side, who you are as a person. You know, we all have dark sides, but it most often not. The dark side within a person is more fear. It is the fear that consumes you. We all have fear. If you've never felt fear, it's probably because of something else, but that's for another video. So this is all about how you embrace your vulnerability, embrace the fears that you have, and take a new spin on them. If you embrace this new moon energy in this side of the sky for you, you may find that you come out of it a lot stronger, a lot braver, and a lot more ready for the challenges that you need to face in order to get ahead. With 8th house energy, it's good to ask Scorpio people for advice. They're very comfortable with their shadow side. But the important thing is to accept yourself for who you are and not judge yourself so harshly for it. Nobody's perfect. We all have internal demons that we struggle with, so it's important that you really embrace yours. And if you are feeling a bit overwhelmed during this new moon, try and think of at least just 5 positive things that you want to get out of the month, and keep them small but keep them meaningful, and it will protect you through your feelings of darkness, I guess, if you're maybe feeling a little bit unsure. So it's a very positive energy. In hindsight, you will look back on this and see it as a moment of realization, a moment of growth, but at the time you may find it quite uncomfortable, but it can be navigated, Capricorn, so don't worry. Now, the 7th house energy goes to Aquarius because this is your partnership side of the sky. We just had that big lunar eclipse in your sign, so the Leos were thinking about their partnerships, and now it's your turn. So what is it you want from a partner? What kind of person do you want? What kind of contracts do you want out of this life, be it in your personal life, be it in your career? You know, it's a good time to really assess the balanced relationships that we need. Where is your balance? Are you a very independent person? Does that mean that you've been attracting very clingy people? Is that where your balance is coming in? Because if that's the thing, if you're completely independent and you don't feel like you need a partner, but then you want one, you could end up attracting someone who is bottom heavy. So you need to make sure that you know what you want as a partner. Be very specific on the type of person you want and what would fit your personality. And it's a great time to actually manifest people that really suit you. So best time of the year for doing that. Thinking about what type of person it is that you would like to spend your time with, you like to go the distance with, because it is committed energy. 7th house energy is all about marriage. You may meet the person you're going to marry within this time period. You may meet the type of person that you cohabit with. You know, whatever the legal side is for you, it is justice in a tarot sense. So it's making sure that you keep your karma clean and that your karma is restored. So if you've been going through a period with Mars retrograding in your sign and you're thinking, my karma's so messed up, everything's going wrong, it's all a balancing act. Everything's getting sorted. This is going to be a very good new moon for you, and it's a good energy to embrace in terms of change. So be willing to the people that come into your life if you're completely single, because this is going to be very, very compatible partnerships for you, and it's an exciting thing, Aquarius. So Pisces, your 6th house new moon is occurring. So your health goals, your fitness goals is going to be so much easier. To have a lunar eclipse in your 12th house, which is your energy, may have led to eating your feelings, overeating, lack of exercise, weepiness, emotionalness. So with this upcoming new moon in the 6th house, you're actually going to be feeling a lot better. You're going to be able to exercise more, gain weight or lose weight, whichever one is you need to do for your health. If you want to look better, feel better, want more energy, it's all going to be happening with this new moon. It's the best time to set intentions for fitness goals, body goals, mental health, emotional well-being, things that really nurture your soul. Great time to take up a new fitness class or dancing or joining a gym, trying a new diet, like a healthy diet, not like a restrictive diet or anything, but like a new diet lifestyle, and just really embracing the healthy things, eating more greens, getting more fresh air. You're going to be coming out of this feeling very fresh. So this is a very fresh new moon for you, and a very exciting one at that, because when your body is being treated with respect, you're treating your body with respect, your mind is healthier, and then in your day-to-day work and your routine, which is 6th house, you're going to be feeling a lot more stable, and better things are going to be happening as a result. People are going to react to you better. And I think you guys are really going to like this new moon. It's a pretty interesting relationship between the fish and the lion, the Piscean and the Leo. It's kind of like there's always this powerful attraction there. So to have a new moon in this sign means that it's going to be very passionate for you. You're going to be feeling very in touch with the type of things you're doing, and the hobbies that you're taking up within this period. And that brings me back to Aries. So I've covered all these signs. So guys, just remember, in terms of this new moon, it is going to be a wonderful time to set intentions. It's going to be a wonderful time to really think about the things that you want, visualize them, imagine having them. If you can feel what it's like to have what it is that you want, if you can click into that feeling, you're going to have it, because that's how you know you're truly connected with something. You're truly connected with what it is you desire. If you feel like you have it and you get the happiness almost so much that you don't feel like you need it, it's like that. It happens like that. If you doubt it, if you question it, if you don't believe it, it delays it. So if you're in that mode at the minute, just start small. Just think of small things and try and manifest them on a more gentler level. It doesn't have to happen right away. Things happen right away when you're completely in the space, like the space of allowing. You believe it'll happen. So it does. As I say, new moons affect everyone differently depending on what sign it's in. So make the most of the energies as they are there, and I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, I do have a special video on the solar eclipse in Leo occurring on the day of the new moon in Leo, and I will leave the link to it below, and I'll see you there.